Mercury Universe. Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday to you, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone out there that may see this one day. This is the TechScenio Hall Show. I am Tech P, government name Jeffrey McKinney, and I am joined by my co-host,
Merc Hall. That's all y'all
Merc.
need to know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'll be able to dig into my background once I get uber famous on you jokers.
Hey, listen, before we jump into anything, I wanted to say to everyone today, on a serious note, is a moment of solidarity. I'm standing with my brother Merc. He made a video, and he was sharing that his wife feels some type of way about puffer jackets, and so I thought it was only fitting because his wife does not allow him to wear the puffer jacket outside of his home without him getting a coaching session, that we go ahead and do it right here on the TechScenio Hall Show, because this is where we can actually be whoever we want to be on this particular show. So, Merc, tell me how it feels to have your brother standing with you in solidarity with the puffer jacket.
Well, I appreciate you. The statement wasn't all the way correct, though. She doesn't mind if I wear the puffer jacket out, right? It's just to her, wearing a puffer jacket inside is ridiculous. So,
So we really breaking the rules, man.
right, it's
Hey,
a
man.
treat. It's a treat.
So
Super Bowl Sunday happens to be a treat for me because I definitely have on my puffer jacket. It got the we got the always repping the company right there. So that's always a plus.
is that
Oh,
Merc Universe? Ooh, we.
oh,
Hey,
always.
listen, this puffer jacket I've actually had since 1998. Um, for those of you that may see this that were there at Fisk University, you may even recognize it. I used to wear it around the campus. It was a part of
What's
it
that?
was
You
a
got
part
a
of my
logo right
my
there.
wardrobe.
You had that
It
logo. What's that logo say?
This logo, I'm getting to that. So this logo it says CF, and I colored in the white to make it grayish blackish. And CF was a trucking company. It stands for Consolidated Freights. And
Ooh,
so this jacket actually was from my grandfather, is
ooh.
from my grandfather,
This,
and he gave it to me because I liked it back in 1998, and I still have it.
uh-huh.
And so that's the story behind this puffer jacket.
That's amazing. Yeah, you pass it down through the family.
Man, I still have it. How many years later? This is 20 something years later or so. 20 something years later. Today, what piece are we going to feature today on the TechScenio Hall Show?
You tell me. It's the TechScenio Hall Show, not the Hall Show, not
You
the
know,
Hall Show.
you know, based off of the the previous week,
It's Black
and
History Month. You got to come through with something relevant.
I will
Do you have
come.
something relevant for us?
I I don't know, but what I will say is I do have something that for me feels relevant,
Okay.
based off of the happenings of the previous week and the things that took place. I've shared in some places that I went through a deposition for the first time, which I don't wish on any of you, earlier this week. And
That,
so
that sounds spooky a little bit. Ooh.
uh, I'll tell you, it's not a great feeling.
Uh huh.
Um, it's still not easy to. I haven't processed it. It's still not easy to think through, but it had been a long time coming, and it's good to have it behind me. And I do feel like God was with me, and so I'm not really sure you could be in a better position than that.
Well, I don't know
But
how it works. I don't know how it works. I'm not an expert
and how what works?
business or mediation, but did you win? I know that winning
Yeah,
is always an important thing. Did you win?
Well, this was not about winning or losing.
What?
It was about telling the truth.
Oh man.
It was about telling the truth. It was an opportunity to tell the truth.
I know
And
one person.
so,
I know Mason Betha always tries to tell the truth.
hey, listen, I tell you what, the truth shall set us free.
Ooh,
And,
wait.
and so that's what it was about. Now, there will come a time when it's time to celebrate the victory. The victory is already claimed, it's already ours, it's already promised.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's been something that I've been marching towards for quite a while. It's a huge piece to the why behind what I do in building one integration and social media and social services, so that people will have the ability to go through these types of things or not. Um, but we want to make it to where one day we can look at the righteous treatment of people as just flat out good business, and that's the goal.
And you tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Tell the
Oh,
truth. I mean, I tell you, man. I've always been a truth teller,
uh,
and um, I was actually in church the other week, and they were talking about when David
King
uh,
David.
King David, when King David fell with Bathsheba, he was 60 years old,
Oh,
and not only did he fall with Bathsheba, but he made it worse by going out and putting a plot in place to kill her husband, and that didn't make things any better at all.
at all.
And so that was a great example of what it looks like to continue on with a lie.
Hmm.
But King David, he got it right when he fell and repent, and Solomon would come from that, I believe. So, and he was a very wise king. So, with
But
that
before
being,
that, just get it straight though. Before that, he was in an entanglement. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't want to call it an entanglement because that word is associated with people that are uh, far less righteous than King David. King David did make a mistake because he was human, but let's not mistake the greatness of King David and place that into that entanglement. That's something for those people over
Tell the
there.
truth. Tell the
Yeah,
truth.
yeah. So,
Oh,
but
oh, what a tangle where we weave when first we practice to the seed. When first we practice to the seed.
the truth.
Someone once said.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'll tell you, man, it's Black History Month. I'm
It is
Tech P. I'm Jeff McKinney, CEO and founder of One Integration. We do that so that we have a space where truth can actually be empowered in a community of people that are uniting in the light on purpose,
in
uh,
the light.
uh, spreading the truth. And so
Purpose.
I actually have it's probably let me go ahead and cue up this next piece because it's
Okay.
I feel like it fits in right here just right.
Okay, let me see. Let me see it.
Mediation is done. Can't wait. It's on to arbitration. And so that is the piece. Uh, how does that tie into the why behind one integration and social media? Or one integration is envisioned from the very beginning to be a solution to a myriad of issues and a host of problems. In this particular case, the problem is this particular issue that I'm referencing in this particular piece is around arbitration, mediation. These are words that I'm using. Well, this is the process that a corporate system takes you down if you decide to speak up for yourself. Never once acknowledging the truth of the or the facts of the matter in itself that we as people are not able to go inside of their system and access a way to make sure that the system does what it was supposed to do per the code of conduct. They have led us to believe over time that HR was the vehicle that we will go to when we have issues, but HR is broken.
Who said you pinhead? Who said HR was broken? He
He
said a
said,
mouthful there. Or you said a mouthful there.
you created that, bro.
Indeed.
You are the artist that is responsible for
We are all
creating.
artists. We're all artists.
What do you mean by that? We are all artists. And tell me about this piece, Mr. Merc Universe. Tell me how we are all artists and tell me about this piece.
We all have some creativity. We all had imagination when we were younger, and some of us just don't participate in our imagination anymore. I, however, am full of dreams and creativity, and so now I collaborate with people who also have creativity and imagination. Uh, this piece I don't think was a piece of imagination, though. This piece was directly from court. It was directly from Jeff McKinney explaining arbitration and mediation as you saw and as you heard. And you were able to articulate that in an audio and video form. And all I did was put it in an animated form.
Where was that? But what was that set? Where was that located?
Oh, the set was uh, the set of the TechScenio Hall Show, right? So,
Indeed.
so that was a
Indeed.
virtual set uh, that we can put all guests and fellow dreamers in that set when they need to say something to you, the people.
The people. The people. And so the reason why I felt like that piece went right in this moment, it was
Uh-huh.
perfect to play, is because right now, per the EEOC,
The
discrimination,
wait,
discrimination.
wait. For people
Yeah.
who don't, why do I know what the EEOC is? But for people who don't know what the EEOC is, go ahead and shine some light on those individuals.
The equal, what is the Equal Opportunity Commission? What does it stand for? Let's look it up. I want to make sure I get it right. What does EEOC stand for?
EEOC. That is good because I don't want to just go off memory and be messing up all to be damned.
EE. Somebody out there
The
who
Equal
got
Employment Opportunity Commission.
Equal Employment Opportunity Commission.
When you have
So
a
I
job,
forgot, I left out the employment, but yeah, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission.
you have to be employed.
So
Otherwise, you can't even reach out to them. There's another organization that has to represent you.
yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to do this. However, this is the government path, the federal path to make sure that the laws of the land are followed inside of a place of employment. And so
Now, they're not going to give you a 40 acres and a mule now, but
they're not going to give you anything. What they're
okay.
going to do, yeah, what they're going to do is they're going to look at the facts of whatever transpired and then determine whether or not you've been wronged. And in certain times, about 10% of the cases or things that are filed their way, they decide that they are going to give you the opportunity to mediate through their resources. And other times they say, or you can decline that.
So that
And then
sounds
they'll,
like it's not going to cost me any money. You said through their resources.
well,
That's not,
that's relative because it is it, theoretically you can go there if you have your wits about you and figure this process out and get to a point where you get them the information and then they make a determination on whether or not they're going to give you a right to sue or they're going to take your case or they don't think anything happened wrong. What I've found with people that I've helped when they come to integration and through social services,
you've
they don't
helped
know.
people.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. Okay.
That's what we do is we help people in a bunch of different ways. And this is just one way that we support humanity through one integration is when you feel like you haven't been treated right in the workplace, then we provide the resources to help you go and achieve the outcome so that you don't walk away with unaddressed trauma.
Heavy.
And and
Now
and,
we get to
and
the bottom of it.
well,
Carry on.
yeah, we got to get to the bottom of it. And the reason why we have to get to the bottom of it is because unaddressed trauma is passed down to the next generation.
Hmm.
And so if we're ever going to get better as mankind, then we have to address trauma as it happened real time. And we do have some work to go back and figure out a way to provide services to address trauma that people are not even aware of as they are walking through their lives today. But in this particular case, if you are able, if one has been able to make it through to a place where they get a federal right to sue, then you're either going to be given 90 days to file this case in federal court, if you know how to do that.
Or if you got your bread up, hopefully you have your bread up. Woo!
Yeah, if you know how to do that, or if you got some monies, then that's just how it works. Or if it's a situation where you have an arbitration agreement in place, which means that when you are onboarded to go into a place, and in those documents that you sign when you first start, there was a document that's called a mutual agreement to arbitrate, meaning that you could not take your claims, if wrong, through the federal court system. You have to go through a arbitration path. And so that is where things are heard by a single person. Arbitrator is the name, and it's proceeds just like you would imagine. I've never been through it, so I have one scheduled in a couple months, but that's the gist behind this particular piece. This piece was made over a year ago after I had gone through mediation. In the
But you just
mediation,
said that arbitration is something you're going through in a couple of months. Is that not what you just said?
yes, I will be going through arbitration in a few months.
So okay, so how was this piece made over a year ago, and how did it have uh, relevance?
Well, so this entire thing that happened to me happened 3 years ago almost. And
Okay,
so it took about 18 months to get to a point where we reached mediation. Mediation did not work in us, meaning that for us, which means that we didn't reach an agreement or a settlement.
okay.
And then from there, the arbitration was scheduled to be a year plus out from there.
Is that normal?
I've never been through this before, so I can't say.
Okay,
I haven't seen a large sample size of this,
okay.
but I have heard stories, and none of them have been to where an arbitration process was reached expeditiously. It seems to typically be the strategy to string these things out for some reason or another.
So that broke people can stay broke, and hopefully you don't have enough money to pay the legal team for an extended amount of time. Probably.
Depends. It depends on who you connected to, because in a physical sense, you're right. However, in a spiritual sense, you're not.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, if you have enough courage to continue to walk forward in faith towards whatever your heart's desires are, then you should know that the resources needed are going to be provided as they are needed, I should say. Oftentimes, for me, over the last 3 years, there were periods of, and there are periods of discomfort like you wouldn't believe. However, it doesn't say that fear won't be present. It says that we must work our faith in the presence of fear in order to accomplish our desires. And so that's probably the most succinct way that I could explain uh, or respond to what you just said. But yes, there will be a, or there has been for me, a financial impact that the average person would probably say is substantial. Yes.
And I also heard you say you must have substantial courage as well. So what you're saying is you can't be a cowardly lion. You have to be more stand up than that.
You know, Chadwick Boseman, I often think about the commencement speak when he said something to the nature of, the experience that we are afforded or blessed with along the journey. That's God's way of preparing us for our purpose. And so I don't believe that anyone would get to this point without being prepared for it. So yes and no. This may be the answer. You just what it really boils down to is, do you believe? Do you believe is what it boils down to. And I'll tell you what I've learned through this
Uh-huh.
is the people who have a certain love and confidence in themselves, they have an advantage. They have an advantage because oftentimes it may seem like a lonely place, and you have to have a conversation with yourself in the times when you don't really understand that's able to look at your past and see the track record of always overcoming, to reassure you that nothing has changed. My a story that I like to tell, or I like to bring in, is one of my coworkers, Kyle Scantling. He actually, after working with him for a couple years, he called me one day and he said, "Hey man, go by your desk. I left something on your desk for you." And he was a former player for the Alabama Crimson Tide, Coach Bear Bryant. And he had ordered a banner. It hangs in my office, and it has the quote on it. It says, "I ain't never been nothing but a winner." And that's what Kyle Scantling thought of me, and thought enough to go out and order that and gift me that. And I agree with Kyle.
That is big talk. That's tough talk right there. That's tough.
You know,
I can appreciate that though. I can appreciate that.
I'll say the truth and a connection with the creator is not me. I have to fall back on just what I believe.
Hmm.
And so, you say it's tough talk. It may sound tough talk, but I don't know if you noticed a moment ago when I went and popped that picture up. It was a picture of what I saw of God holding and carrying a man and walking forward.
Hmm.
And a lot of times I feel like that's what's happening for me, because this has not been an easy or comfortable path. Um, and I appreciate all the people and all of you out there that reach out, that connect, that encourage. And I do understand the challenge of supporting something like this prematurely. And so that's the reason why, I don't really focus on this. But for this particular TechScenio Hall show, we were demonstrating a piece that just happened to be talking about this subject through the arts, and the man of the hour, Merc Universe, who makes all of these things happen. I had just created a video talking about mediation is over. Now it's time for arbitration. And he took it upon himself to create that piece. And for us, when we think about the team at Our Diverse Perspectives and the services that we offer through virtual likeness services, this is a demonstration of our abilities to do creative things and partner with other entrepreneurs or businesses to have their marketing and their call to actions and their value props stand out in a way that I don't think I've ever seen anything like what Mercury creates.
Well, thank you, sir. It's a collaborative effort, though. I don't do it myself. I mean, ideas like you all's mixed with what I see, and the vision that you all present, that's where all of the magic comes together.
Man, there's one piece that I want to show, but I don't know how to get to it. I guess we'll have to save it for the next
No, try to get to it now.
TechScenio.
Try to get to it. Try to
You
get
want me
to
to
it.
try to you want me to try to get to it, bro?
Try to get to it. Where is it? Where is
Let
it?
me see what we got here, man. And I'll set it up. I'll try to set it up while I'm figuring out how to do this. So my darling wife has, I like to say, had the unbelievable calling to be my wife through this time. And she has done a phenomenal job at that. It has not been easy yet. It has been taxing. It has been,
Shout out to the wife.
yeah,
Now,
it's only something that I think I believe it's a book. I believe it's a movie. I believe all of this. I plan to I've already started writing the book.
right.
I'm throwing titles back and forth. One of the titles is From A to One. You guys, if anyone could just start telling me if you think these things resonate or what you all think. So From A to One, Merc, what do you think about that? Or McKinney versus Hell.
You went to hell?
McKinney versus Hell.
Well, I don't. A to one or one to A, it doesn't. Nothing resonates with me. I don't know where you're coming from, but also McKinney versus Hell can be confusing too, unless you've
It's like
challenged
it's like it's like a
Lucifer or I don't.
no, it's so hell is figurative. It's
Oh,
very figurative. It's art.
okay.
And so everyone out there goes through these hellacious times and instances and moments and seasons.
Uh-huh.
And I'm Jeff McKinney, and this season I've been going through hell.
Ooh.
And so McKinney versus Hell, and then we go back and tell the story of just what that felt like, what that means, what the truth of the matter is, and we let everyone in the story play their role in the story. And at the end, the value is everyone who chooses to watch something like this, which I believe is pretty compelling, will learn we have to be more kind.
Okay.
We've got to do some work on ourselves. We got to be able to give people grace. We have to be able to show people love. We have to be patient. And when we fail at those things, we have to be willing to do the work to make sure that those failures are not traumatic for others. And in this season of McKinney versus Hell, I've done the work for me to get to a place where I'm moving out of love. And creating a project like this is about love. I want everyone to
Once you
have an
just say
opportunity.
you're moving out of love, you're
Yeah,
moving out of love to
that means that. Say it again.
you're moving out of love to vengeance.
Oh no, never.
No, no,
No, no,
okay,
no. Vengeance is poison.
not vengeance. Okay,
Vengeance is poison.
but
That's
go.
like somebody did something to you. And they said this at church today. Somebody did something to you, but you're gonna drink some poison and hope that it hurts them. No, 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 no. Vengeance, you have to get rid of that.
Oh,
That's poison.
okay.
We got to get to a place of love and forgiveness and grace. That doesn't mean that we don't walk through the discomfort of hell in order to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to grow.
Mm-hmm.
But vengeance never, not for me.
Mm-mm.
You know, that I'll leave that up to the Lord.
No vengeance.
Not for me.
Ooh.
Not for me.
Ooh.
Not for me. I did find this piece, man. Let me try to get it, man, so I can show it. I'd like to debut this and talk a little bit about this. Merc Hall said, right now, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's see it.
Man,
That's what you're talking about. You can't just say you got a piece and then not show us the piece. We want to see it.
man, I'm trying to. Let me see. You know what? I think I know where it is. You know where it is?
I do not know.
It's in One Integration. It's in Merc Universe.
Oh, wait.
It's in Merc Universe and One Integration. Hold on just a second. Here we are, www.oneintegration.com.
Oh, okay.
If someone that has not joined clicks join today, it'll take them to a different place. But for me, since I am joined, it will take me directly into the place. And so let me do this.
Let me see.
Take that down. And then I'm going to go to Merc Universe over here. And there we are, TechScenio episode 1. Last week, a few clips. But the one that I'm looking for that I would like to share with people today. Oh, you know what? It's actually, I'm going to go to Wakanda. So for those of you who, I don't think many people have seen this, Wakanda is my virtual gallery. If anyone would like to join, please speak up. I envision this being a place where artists just come to create and do cool stuff. So check this out. This is what I was wanting to share. So I wanted to show that piece because my wife and I will be doing a show together, and that is what Merc, he says that it was my idea. I always say it's his. I just be talking about stuff, and then he comes back and he delivers this piece with Cameron and I with the Martin Lawrence theme, which reminds me of, I think was it Thursday nights growing up. Martin would come on and everybody would gather around and we'd laugh and have a good time. And so that's going to be the opening to the show that Cameron and I do to tell the story of what it's been like together to go through such an amazing journey and how we envision together going forward, going out and serving humanity with her company ErgoEase, the Flow with Ease community within One Integration, which she moderates on behalf of women that
With these, tell us about that then.
tell us about what.
ErgoEase and flow with these. Are you gonna tell
Yeah,
us something?
so let me kill this. Can you hear that? Could you hear that? So ErgoEase, I can show it to you. So Flow with These. So if I close this, inside of the One Integration community, down below, there's a community called or channel called Flow with Ease. Flow with Ease. What is Flow with Ease about? It's got the bio and it talks about who she is and why she does the things that she
Flow
does.
with the ease.
Flow with Ease, ErgoEase. And so ErgoEase, just take a moment and share about that. So she's a physical therapist by trade, and so she envisioned a 5-in-1 cart to help people move and flow with ease around their everyday life. So just whether you're a stay-at-home mom or a single mom or a dad or whatever, there's a use case for you to have this cart to make sure that you're not carrying things improperly and that kind of thing.
No, we're talking about flow with ease.
Ask the
Flow
question.
Flow is the one telling us about flow with ease.
Who is Flo?
Ease, flow. You said it. Flow with ease. Flow
No,
with
no,
ease. Flow is telling us about flow with ease.
no. It's just think of Flow with Ease as like a slogan or something. I don't know. Is that's the name of the channel, and it's tailored towards women. So I don't expect for you to
Okay.
understand it.
So flow is
But
nowhere in the.
Flow is not a person.
Got you.
Flow
Okay.
is not a pronoun.
Okay.
It's a verb.
Okay.
So Flow with Ease, and this is around health and fitness, mental health, community building, just getting together and building your flow with ease. And I guess it's really all about well-being is probably the best way to say it. And so the complete mind, body, and spirit, getting those resources, empowering you to pursue your purpose and unify and join with others that are doing the same types of things. Those are the types of things that come to mind when I think about flow with ease. And so Cameron, my wife, is the host.
Oh,
And
okay. She's the one who represents.
but
She is.
well, she's not the only one. There's a bunch of women inside of that community, and they all together moderate and contribute to that particular channel inside of One Integration. Now, there is a show that's kind of like what we're doing here. This is the TechScenio Hall Show.
Right.
The show that she has is called Hey Girl. And
Hey.
so, yeah, so if you go inside of that community called Flow with These, you can see some of those episodes called Hey Girl.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, we do have, if we really want to, if we really want to just show who we are, right, Mercury?
Might as well. Right.
If we really just want to show who we are, I do. You tell me if I'm wrong. I do think that we have a piece from Hey Girl inside of Merc Universe.
It's possible.
Hold
It's
up.
very, very possible. A lot of clips you got.
It's a lot of clips, man, but we do have that piece somewhere in One Integration. Let's check Flow with These. Maybe it's there.
Gotta check for these. That's the
Flow
name.
with
I thought I saw a hey girl. Talking about hey girl. That was a hey girl.
Yeah, I was trying to see if the piece was there, the Merc Moji piece. Maybe it's, let's see what that is.
Friends, thank you for tuning in. This is Hey Girl, the space where we empower and inspire women to find their flow. Powered by Ontegration and specially curated for the women of Flow with Ease. I am your host, Cameron, aka Mama Say Flame. Let's get this flow going. Welcome to this episode of Hey Girl.
Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to Hey Girl, where we speak it, live it, and manifest it. I'm your host, Cameron McKinney, and I'm a little under the weather today, so just bear with me. But joining me today, we have Dr.
So there it is. Merc, you did it again. Another one. So, I mean, just imagine a guy like me that is already very, very gifted and blessed to be blessed with a partner like Mercury that creates these types of assets. And here we are together, Super Bowl Sunday, 20 minutes to kick off. Really just sitting up telling the truth, showing who we are.
Telling the truth is necessary. It's so necessary.
So I think this has been a great TechScenio Hall episode 2. Merc, why don't you, in closing, give us some thoughts about how you feel about the show's direction, the content that we're creating, give the people, maybe ask some questions, or I'm turning over to you.
I don't know, I'm not an expert. I'm not a social media guru. I like to tell the truth. I tell the truth when I can. I love it when I tell the truth and I don't get in trouble for it. I love it when I can stay warm and get to wear my puffer vest at times, and when my people can wear their puffer vest and look icy, if you will. I definitely think that there's a place for everybody, and you seem to capture things that the people, at least a portion of the people, want to know about. And so as long as you can get the people what they want and provide information as to what they want to know about, I think you got a hit. I think that there's a hit within the show if people can tune in and find value. And I believe that that can be the case.
I absolutely believe it. We've both been guided here. There's no coincidence. I'll just say thank you for the partnership.
Thank you.
The collaboration. I'm excited about the future. As we close this episode of TechScenio, we'll finish with another Merc Universe production. I am Tech P. He is Merc Universe. Peace. At Our Diverse Perspectives, we focus on supporting business owners and entrepreneurs so that communities prosper. To learn more about how we can support you, please visit www.ourdiverseperspectives.com. Sign up for your evaluation today.